Assalamu alaikum. Hi, everyone. Today's lesson is about how to write an advice friendly letter. Advice letter is written to someone who is probably about the same age as you and has asked for your help with a particular problem. Usually, these are school related or personal problems and include not doing very well in a certain subject at school, being overweight, moving to a new area and feeling lonely, or being bullied. When you write a letter of advice to a friend who has come to you with a problem, bear the following points in mind. One, you are a friend and sympathetic to the person's situation. You understand the problem. You have had the same problem or been through a similar experience yourself. Number three, you must make your friend feel comfortable and reassured, not intimidated. Number four, you must not appear to be superior in any way. So, it wouldn't be at all appropriate to write the following kind of sentences. Well, you couldn't have asked a better person. Everyone knows how hopeless you are at math. I am an A student, so I know everything. You did the right thing to come to me. This is not acceptable. However, by far the most important point is to remember number one, do not give too much advice. Number two, limit yourself to a maximum three pieces of advice. And then remember to personalize, support each idea, avoid listing the main features of writing any friendly letter. Now we're going to move to how to write the introduction. As usual, use a short introduction so you can get to the point. In other words, the advice quickly. And remember that the apology type of introduction is not appropriate here. Something like I have been meaning to write for ages or for a long time is not acceptable. Instead, use a simple, direct introduction. For example, it was lovely to get your letter. It was great to hear from you. And at the time factor is important. Say when you hear from the person you are writing to by showing that you are writing back quickly. Your friend will realize your concern, which highlights the sincerity of your friendship. So you can write yesterday, this morning, a few minutes ago. Now build the sentence up. I was lovely. It was lovely to hear from you this morning, but the word but here tells the reader a contrast is coming. In other words, something which is not lovely or great. So it's something like, it was lovely to hear from you this morning, but I was sorry. You need to express your feelings towards your friend using the word I was sorry. I was sorry to hear you are worried about your schoolwork or being overweight or unhappy with or about not being fit or bullies. So this is how you will build the sentence up. It was lovely to hear from you this morning, but I was sorry to hear you're worried about your schoolwork. Now reassure your friend. At the same time, confirm your friendship by personalizing, using don't worry or try not to worry about. Or you can use I know how you feel, what you're going through, or what it is like because. So this is how you're gonna build the sentence up. It was lovely to hear from you this morning, but I was sorry to hear you're worried about your schoolwork. Don't worry, I know what it's like because I have been in the same boat. And in this sentence, you can note that we use the present perfect tense. So here the sentence must end, and we shouldn't mention when it happened to you. Or it was in the same boat last year or term. So I was in the same boat last year. It's the past tense. So here we need to mention when it happened to you. This is how you're gonna build up the sentence. It will be It was lovely to hear from you this morning, but I was sorry to hear you're worried about your school. Don't worry, I know what it's like because I was in the same boat last term. Or, it was great to get your letter yesterday, but I'm sorry you're worried about being overweight. Try not to worry about it. I know how you feel because I have been in the same boat. Okay? Now we're gonna move to the body. You have been asked, imagine that you have been asked to write a letter of advice to a friend who has to lose weight. What things do you know about his personal life that make him overweight? This is how you should ask yourself. Maybe number one, he loves the chocolate. Number two, he hates exercise. And number three, he is a couch potato. So you need to begin by using personalizing phrases to show how well you know your friend and to remind them of your friendship. Something like, I know how much you love, how addicted you are too. I know how much you hate exercise. I know I know what a couch potato you are. Or you can write, I know you are not exactly the world's most energetic person, sportiest person, or healthiest eater. What three pieces of advice here could you give your friend? You need to think. There are many possibilities, and I will give you some examples. Number one, give up chocolate, join a sports club, or take up walking. And introduce your ideas with a selection from the following advice phrases. If I were you, I should. If I were you, the best thing you can do is, it would be a good idea if you, or you could, you really should, you really ought to, what, why don't you? How about, what about, have you thought of? Try not to use the same phrase more than once. And as can you see, there are many to choose from. And you have to give two or three pieces of advice only. That means you need to use only two or three piece of advice phrases. Okay, remember that when making your suggestion, it makes sense for the first person of advice, for the first piece of advice to be introduced like this. The best, the most important thing you can is, and the last piece of advice to be introduced like this. Whatever happens, try to remember to, do not forget to, or whatever you do, try to. Okay? The three pieces of advice you want to give your friend could be written as follows. The best thing you can do is to take up walking. It would be a good idea if you gave up chocolate. Whatever happens, try to join a sports club. And always remember to keep it simple. When actually giving advice, simplicity is the key. Be sure not to turn your letter into a biology lecture, especially if the topic is health, sport, smoking, the environment, or any other topic most students will have learned at school. And finally, you need to give your friend a reason for carrying out your advice. In other words, you need to support your ideas in order to make them acceptable to your friend. Okay. For example, I know you are not the world's most energetic person, but have you thought of taking up walking? It will make you feel better. The support phrase should also be very simple, something like, it will help you feel better, it will make you feel better, it will do you good, it will be good for you, or it will help you lose weight, it will help you keep fit, or it will help you keep in shape, or it will help you get rid of that spare tire of yourself, or it will help you tune up those flabby muscles of yours. So, this is how you're going to build up your sentences. It will help you meet people with the same interests as you. It will be a good way to get to know people. Why don't you? Join a sports club. It will tune up those flabby muscles of yours and be a good way to get to know people too. What about taking up tennis? It will do you good and help you keep in shape at the same time. Now we reach the conclusion. How to write the conclusion of an advice friendly letter. Add with the descriptive letters. Begin your conclusion with a generalization and return to the topic in the introduction. Like, well, I hope this gives you some idea what to do about. And please be positive and optimistic and don't write good luck or I hope this helped. Not acceptable at all. And instead, you can write something like joining a sports club, cutting down on junk foods worked for me. I'm sure it will work for you too. And with this descriptive, as with the descriptive letters, try to personalize again before you conclude the letter by showing your interest. Write something like, do right and let me know how you get on. Things go. It goes. And to encourage your friend even more, finish with friendly encouragement like, I'll be thinking of you. Okay? This is everything for today's session about the advice friendly letter. I hope you find it useful for you. Wait for me for my next video. It's coming soon. But now I have to say bye bye.